Hey guys, Jay, welcome back to the channel. So, a lot of confusion happening today with the timing of the final countdown. Yeah, a lot of us first saw, I think, yesterday around the same time actually, we saw the countdown, which was actually stating that it was going to be about 18 hours, and that would have made it around 11:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I remember during my premiere of the Last Chance video that I posted, that the Mythic Dolphin, she actually mentioned to me that the the time's wrong, and I didn't understand what she was saying. I was kind of confused because I was like, no, the time's right. It's 11:59 a.m. But she continued to remind me. She's like, no, it's 11:59 p.m. Pacific time, and I didn't quite get it through my head. I was like, no, I just don't understand. Isn't it always 11:59 a.m.? And then I double checked later that afternoon, and I did see on MattelCreations.com, and it actually does say right on the front page, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. So I sent a message immediately back, and I apologizing to Mythic Dolphin, saying, "Holy crap, you're right. We just lost 12 freaking hours on the clock." So yeah, a lot of people messaged Mattel, and apparently they got the message early this morning. So that was rectified, which is a good thing. And now here we are. We are back on schedule, and now we only are only about 25 minutes away from the end of this yeah interesting campaign. And I thought, we take a little bit of time and find out how we got here. How did we get to this point? Because this has been one long road for the Snake Lair. I mean, guys, this started back in 2023. When if you really think about it, this started back in 2023 with Eternia's Choice. Yeah, it's been a long time. It has been one heck of a long time for the Snake Lair. This is actually really pretty crazy. So I wanted to take a deep dive today, and just before the end of this, I'm gonna say it a fascinating campaign. Just before the end of this fascinating campaign, I wanted to go ahead and recap all the events that happened, from the beginning with Eternia's Choice all the way until right now with the last few minutes to try and unlock Lord Pythonus, High Priest Pythonus, and the likelihood of that happening. We'll get to that in a minute. All right, guys. First of all, I wanted to say hi to everybody who's in the chat. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I mean, it is damn early in the morning here. If you're in the Pacific time over in California and such, it's only about 11:37 right now. Here in the East, it is 2:30 a.m. in the morning here. So I'm kind of crazy that way. I'll stay up and hang out with you guys and watch the chaos unfold. But for all the regular folks, they're asleep, and I'm a little bit more quiet now because there are people in the house, and I don't want to go too crazy. But we'll see. I might actually lose my crap if Lord Pythonus gets pretty close, but that's really doubtful at this point. Anyway, Wayne W. It was a valiant effort, but 8,000 backers wasn't going to happen. I backed day one, yet for this price, not many would. It feels incomplete when looking at the photos. And I would have liked last year's model. Interesting comment, Wayne. Very interesting comment. We're going to get to how that all plays out. Pardon me. We're going to get to how all that plays out through the literally the history of this entire campaign. Frank Rivera, such a shame. There's still a chance. There's still a really, really small chance, but we'll get to that. Captain Kirk, 53, should have opened the early bird backers for everybody. No. We've seen in the past that does not work. It backfires immensely. If we look at the history of those types of things, at least specifically with Mattel, Eternia, they offered King Grayskull to everyone if Keklar was funded, and almost immediately after they made that offer, all of the momentum stopped, went to a grinding halt. There is something, I think, about keeping your word. I think it's very important that all these companies realize that Your word is your bond. I think that is really a very important thing. And if you don't stick to your word, um, at least in so much of the early bird, I think that it seems to really sour the milk in a lot of different ways. It's pretty crazy. CP11T, curious what the largest last minute surge has been. There have been many last minute surges. We can actually go to Brian Brink and get that information because even the Snowcat had an incredible surge right at the end of its campaign. It's actually pretty crazy how these things tend to work. The way they made more money on the lair, it'll just sell Pythonus separately. I can see Pythonus being sold separately. However, Damon didn't really mention. He sort of mentioned that there were no plans to do Pythonus if he didn't fund in this campaign. So we'll see how that works out. Maybe he'll be included with a vehicle. Maybe he'll be included with some sort of bundle. Who knows? There might be a way to sell him, which will actually make more sense financially for Mattel. But it's hard to see right now. It is very very hard to see. Sherry Danielle, here's hoping Pythonus funds. I'm still very hopeful. I mean, it is climbing now. Now it is climbing again. So we'll definitely see. Mr. Vice 1 2 3 4 5 6 sets a bad precedent. I don't know if it sets a bad precedent. If you're talking about giving away figures just to try and get it over the hump, there is a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. If you look at the way the Sky Striker was handled, I think that was the right way to give additional figures for a campaign. I think that made a lot of sense. Figures that were not actually promised in the campaign, they were bonus figures in a lot of ways. I think that makes sense. But when you think about it, O-ring figures are probably a lot easier to manufacture since the tooling on them can actually be ganged up onto a single tool. 6-inch figures and 5.25 figures seems to be a little bit more of an interesting pool. Jeremiah Martin, there needs to be a Pythonus and Kevlar 2-pack in the near future. That is a great idea, Jeremiah. As a matter of fact, Lord Pythonus, High Priest Pythonus, he seems to be pictured many times with a crimson snake man who has a Lady Slither's tail. So I'm wondering if that is a possibility. The missing links, if you will. Interesting. Ryan Ventek, I'd rather there be less classics categories for about $500. No interest in the Snake Lair. Pleased for those who are looking forward to theirs. Absolutely. I'm really hoping that a Masterverse Castle Grayskull for Revolution and Revelation will actually be released. I think that is a goal which many people might be interested in. Frank Rivera, at least I got the early bird. Would have preferred Pythonus to be the early bird since I have the first queen. There's another interesting idea. I wonder if that would have been a much better strategy. And we're going to take a look at that for sure. I got one of them, then I'll forget about it until it's posted next year. Here we go. Door dashing. Hi, Jay from Sydney. Oh, all the way from Sydney. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for joining us tonight. I guess it's only 2:30 p.m. for you guys, right? So all the way on the other side of not even the pond, it's on the other side of the world. Good to see you, brother. KJ, we barely knew the Priest Pythonus. Yes, just barely. Ed Roderio, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Portugal. Good morning to you, my friend. Shao Kahn. Hello, Jay. Hello, Shao Kahn. How are you doing today? Das Fons. Morning, Jay. 7:38 in the UK. Well, that is quite the early morning for you too, my friend. Anyway, have a good start to the day. Hopefully you're having a merry breakfast. Andrew Davis, yo, what's good, Jay? Good to see you, Andrew. Always good to see Andrew Davis in the chat. Jeremiah, figures shouldn't be early birds. I hear you, but they really are quite a good way to get projects absolutely funded. I mean, look at this. Early Bird Lady Slither, it literally got everything funded right at the deadline. So it really was a good move. Well, not exactly right at the deadline, like a few days after the deadline, but it really got really close to full funding. So in a lot of ways, it works. Mr. Vice, 1 2 3 4 5 6. 6:40 p.m. Wednesday evening here in New Zealand time. It's a great time for me. Did you end up buying one, Jay? I'll explain what happens at the end of the I'll let you guys know right at the end and see if I see what happens. Because I want to see if Lord Pythonus actually backs. Let's see what happens. Captain Kirk, or at least offer the early bird to those who missed out for a little extra. It would be interesting if they could actually offer the early bird as a purchasable item, but I don't think I still think that's a little disingenuous for everybody who literally put this on their backs and got this funded. I think that's very a difficult sell. Brian Stadler, 5 in Florida. Good to see you, Brian. All the way from Florida. Man, you're up early, 2:45 a.m. over there, isn't it? Shah Khan, I'm doing well, Jay. Good to see you, brother. Andrew Davis, early backer bonus puts the collector at a disadvantage. It does. But now, when you think about it, that is one of the rarest figures in the Master Universe line, along with King Grayskull. So, yeah, man, it's an interesting strategy, bar none. Okay, well, first and foremost, let's check where we are with the countdown. So, guys, heading over to MattelCreations.com, and we can see right now that we are down to 13 minutes and literally 13 minutes flat. And we are now at 6,549 backers hitting refresh. We are now up to 6,568 backers. Wow. If something doesn't happen in the next 10 minutes, I think that this one is pretty much done. I am hoping for it. I'm rooting for it. I really would like to see 1,400 backers come out of nowhere, but the likelihood of that happening in 12 minutes is slim and practically none. So, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. It's hard to be optimistic right now. It is very, very difficult to be optimistic in 12 minutes. So let's see where we end up being, guys. Where we end up landing, guys. This one's gonna be tough, man. This one is gonna be really, really tough. I did want to take the opportunity to say, guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. It's always been a pleasure to be hanging out with you, following the Master Universe lore and everything that happens here with action figures and everything that we do here on the Mega Chair Retro channel. I did want to say that if you guys are heading to Atlanta later this month, I will be at Atlanta, the action figure show, on September 26th, 27th, to 28th. It's going to be a great show celebrating G.I. Joe and everything around the fandom. But of course, we're not going to stop there. We celebrate everything action figure related, but there's going to be a lot, and I do mean a lot, of G.I. Joe guests. I mean, Larry Hama's going to be there. Same thing with Ron Rudette. I mean, these two gentlemen literally wrote the book on G.I. Joe. All the lore, pretty much a lot of the character designs, the way things look, a lot of the figures that were designed for the toys, it's because of these two that it really has solidified what G.I. Joe was back in the 80s. So it's definitely a wonderful treat to be able to meet both these guys in the same place. So guys, don't miss out on meeting Ron Rudette and of course Larry Hama, two legends in the G.I. Joe sphere. We also have Michael Charles Hill, who wrote many episodes on Sambo cartoon, including Cold Slither and The Gambler, as well as multiple episodes in Transformers. He literally is a legend in terms of the overall lore for G.I. Joe. We also have R. Carlson, Matt Taxis, and he's an award-winning editor and animator, creating 3djoes.com, and sculpted the package art for G.I. Joe: A Real American Hero in 2012. He's also involved in the Operation Recall line, so really great to have him. D Amazing, the wonderful toy tuber, who of course does amazing toy photography. Definitely want to check out his work. A lot of great guests as well, including Guy Dorian Sr., wonderful, legendary comic book illustrator for DC and Marvel. He has worked with Larry Hama on a brand new comic book, Werewolves vs. Mounties, and his own book, Lost Landers, which was fully funded earlier this year. As well, he has worked on the IDW comics for G.I. Joe. A lot of other wonderful illustrators like Terrence Muncie, Keon Young, an incredible voice actor. He was Storm Shadow. He was Zhong Zhong on Avatar: The Last Airbender, and multiple wonderful voice work. You can meet him at Jolanta 2025. Of course, more toy tubers, including Robo Don't Know, and my own, and of course, for all us Master Universe fans, Joshua Sky is making a return to Jolanta 2025. And he, of course, was writing all the mini comics and the lore for Master Universe, as well as Heavy Metal, which was just successfully crowdfunded earlier this year. It's amazing to be able to see Joshua Sky at Jolanta. Definitely, guys, head over to jolanta.com, pick up your tickets for the show. It's going to be a great time. And of course, my friend Danny Green and myself will be there showcasing El Dragoon, the new comic book IP for action figures and comic books centering around lucha libre wrestling. It's a story of Juan Juanes, a retired wrestler who finds out that the darkness in his past is actually linked to an ancient spiritual war. And this is the brainchild of Danny Green. And it's a little bit of Dragon Ball Z and luchador wrestling. And of course, it is to find out the secret societies are trying to take over the world. And Juan has to go back and realize his true destiny as El Dragoon. It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope to see you guys there and showcase all the brand new artwork that we've done for the book, courtesy of our good friend Sebastian Navas. The story written by Danny Green and Irgili Writes Comics. And of course, guys, we are really excited about this whole package. And we want to be able to show you guys all the new stuff that's been happening with the book. And of course, talk to you about the Kickstarter, how you guys can help out with bringing this project to life. And we really hope to see you guys there. We're going to talk about the t-shirts that are going to be available for purchase for the campaign and the Kickstarter as well. And even action figures. That's right, guys. We're very excited to start showcasing the new action figures that are going to be part of this El Dragoon storyline. The website's coming soon. If you want to go to eldragoon.com, sign up for the mailing list, you can be the first to find out more about the El Dragoon comic book, the series, and how you can help with the Kickstarter, and of course, all the new news and updates. We hope to see you guys there, and huge shout out to Vaz Pix, Vaz, to Vaz Zone for giving us this glimpse at an action figure. The possibilities are freaking endless. We, of course, were at San Diego Comic-Con to talk about El Dragoon and Flipborn, the Champions of Nefertiti, and we will be at Jolanta showcasing El Dragoon to everybody out there, showcasing all the new artwork and everything about it. It's going to be absolutely great. Huge shout out to everybody who's been supporting us so far. Thank you guys for everything. So let's talk about how we got here in the few minutes that we have left. This project started off as a vote on Eternia's Choice, and it's not without its level of controversy. Every person I've talked to, and I do mean every person I've talked to, the majority of people who I've asked, what was your vote for Eternia's Choice? It's between two different playsets. It was either the Filmation version of the attack track, which also displayed a mini attack track on the inside, or the traditional Fright Zone, which a lot of people were hoping for to be released, and it ended up being released earlier this year. People are actually receiving them right now. So that seems to be the consistent answer whenever I ask anyone, what was your vote for Eternia's Choice? I'll be honest with you, very few people I ask in the community have actually said that they voted for the Snake Lair. As a matter of fact, in the live stream that was done by the Mattel team earlier in the month, I believe it was earlier last month, even many of the staff said that they voted for the attack track, which is kind of crazy. I think that's nuts. So this particular Eternia's Choice started everything off with a bit of controversy right off the hop. Fascinating. Of course, with Eternia's Choice, the playset that was actually voted on was this. This was the sketch that was presented in Eternia's Choice. So right off the bat, I think a lot of people were expecting this playset. Obviously, as in the description, illustrations and concepts are subject to change. And I think that's really where things started to go a little bit sideways, because prior to Eternia's Choice, the artwork that was presented on Fangor's box art was pretty much what Axel Jimenez and other designers from the past had designed for the Snake Lair. And many people were very excited about this as G.I. Joe fans, saying that this thing looks like a Cobra base from G.I. Joe. So there was a lot of speculation that you could use this to double up on your G.I. Joe action figures, which got a lot of people excited. And I think that that is really where things started to go a little bit sideways because, as a lot of us know, what was unveiled at San Diego Comic Con 2024 was this. These pictures come courtesy of Pixel Dan. And I got to tell you, this, when I first saw it at San Diego Comic Con 2025, it blew me away. It literally blew me away. The size, the scope, the overall design. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. Everything about it was big, huge, like larger than life. But that was also part of the problem. I think that a lot of people who first saw this while they were at San Diego Comic Con were like, what is this? Like, we didn't vote for this. It had a lot of great ideas, an incredible amount of great ideas. But at the same time, I think it had too many good ideas, you know. And some of these ideas did actually translate into the version that we see today. The elevator, the throne room, the retractable gate, Paul, what's it called? The falling gates, right? I can't remember the term for it right now. The Iron Maiden, right? These things did make it across to the current iteration. The elevator, the computer console, the Snake Tower, which is also what's it called, a gun turret, the jail cell, right, with all the torture devices, the trap door. Many of these ideas did come across, but the reality was this thing was absolutely gigantic, and the price tag, we don't know what the price tag would have been. And now that we know that this particular version of the Snake Lair is $300, I think looking at the size of this Snake Lair here, that it probably could have rivaled the price of Eternia, and that was not a cheap playset at all. So there were a lot of questions going in. People really want this, and so much to the point that Mattel had to actually put out a poll after Pixel Dance poll, finding out whether or not people really wanted this version of the Snake Lair. Now, they never actually released the results of that poll, but I think it can be pretty much determined that a lot of people said that this is not what they voted for. Which brings us back to today and the fact that we are now only 1 minute and 46 seconds away from the completion of this journey, and we have unlocked nearly everything. We're about to miss out on one more little piece of the puzzle. Early bird backers were able to get Lady Slither, Skeleton Lady Slither. The Snake Lair did unlock with the Chimera, the Snorse, and the fortress itself. But unfortunately, at this stage right now, with only 1 minute left to go, I don't think that we're going to be able to make Lord Pythonus, which is sad because he really is a pivotal point for this collection. And it really is unfortunate that we're not actually going to reach him in time. Oh, God, this is absolutely crazy. Des Fonz. I got the Snake Lair, but no idea where to put it. Next time Mattel needs to include extra house space. Brony King, Amethyst, Rain. First kicker failed, and now, hold on, get back to the count here before we lose time. 36 seconds left to go. Now Pythonus fails even with 1. Next time Mattel does another campaign, no more stretch goals. Interesting. Jeremiah Martin, where do we think Powers of Grayskull might go now that the Snakes are funded? That is an interesting question. I really have no idea. Thank you, Master Bristol 200, for becoming a Toy YouTube member. You are amazing, my friend. 14 seconds, guys. Here we go. This is it. Frankie Rivera, thank you for being here, brother. And here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hitting refresh. And it is over, everybody. It is over. We have hit 6,576 backers. Well, it was a good run, everybody. It was a good run. And unfortunately, didn't end the way many of us were hoping. But you know what? It was a damn good run. I got to tell you, it was a damn good run. I mean, there were a lot of people out there who were saying that this would never back. I mean, period. there were so many people out there who said, no, this isn't even going to fund at all. And there were so many early backers who wanted Lady Slither, Skeletal Lady Slither, as their early backer bonus. Of course, when you think about it, those guys, anyone who backed it around that, the most value is there. The Snorse is an incredible, incredible creature, and definitely is one of those inclusions that is going to be legendary in terms of its overall status. And hopefully, they will release a different version of the Chimera somewhere along the line. Only time will tell, really. But as far as anything is concerned right now, we did not reach Lord Pythonus, High Priest Pythonus. He is now back in the mythos, the ether of Eternia. And it really is a shame because we found out in the broadcast, as well as San Diego Comic Con, actually, that the reason that Skeletal Lady Slither exists is because of Lord Pythonus, of High Priest Pythonus. He is the one who resurrects her and brings her back from the dead. So now that he's not here anymore, now that he hasn't been unlocked, what does that mean? Why is there a Skeletal Lady Slither? And are we going to find out more about Skeletal Lady Slither in the mini-comic? And in the mini-comic, are we going to find out officially, canonically, that High Priest Pythonus is the one who brought her back? Oh boy. So many questions. So many questions, so many unanswered. It's going to be a bit of a mess. And I think that Mattel has painted themselves into a corner with this one. Pretty freaking crazy. Frank Rivera, for the price and size of new playset, they should have kept the vehicle also. Yeah, the mechanical snake would have been very interesting. I think that would have definitely added value to the playset, but it's not what people voted for. Mr. Vice 1234, I wouldn't have purchased it if it was that big. It's hard to figure out where to put it if it was that size, for sure. Hello Geek, what's going on? Hello Geek, good to see you, my friend. Hey Jay, hello everybody, good to see you. Jeremiah Martin, did anybody back after the early bird was over? I mean, yes, obviously people backed after the early bird was over. It took a couple of weeks, but the minimum funding goal had to have been reached. So yes, at least 576 backers backed after the early bird was over. Hello Geek, Frank Rivera, that's a great point. I agree. They should have thrown it in separately. Brony King, Amethyst Rain. God, I really need to change my username. Hello Geek, I mean on the side, not attached to the front. Gotcha. CP11T. Chimera is a big deal too. Yes, the Chimera is an incredible animal and a companion, and she looks incredible. 2 heads, both mandibles, articulation everywhere, just amazing. Hello Geek, damn, I'm tired. Not attached to the side, just included. It's a shame Priest Pythonus didn't make it. Hopefully they'll figure out a way to make him available down the road. I think that there was a good suggestion early on that maybe Kevlar and Priest Pythonus could be included in a 2 or 3 pack. I was thinking maybe that that Crimson Snake men who keeps popping up on the back, accompanying Lord Pythonus, High Priest Pythonus, could possibly be an inclusion in a 3 pack. I think that would actually be really neat. Or a 4 pack. Supersonic Station. Refresh it. It says over 1 million backers. Just because I will go ahead and do that. Holy crap! What the? What? What? Wait a second. What? What's going on? I thought that was a joke. I thought Supersonic Station was joking. Holy crap. 1,006,770. This must be a joke. This must be a freaking joke. Oh my god. What is it? We did it. We freaking did it, guys. John Toole. We did it. We freaking did it. What the heck just happened? Refresh my pages. Tom Brockhurst. What the heck is going on? I would have gotten a second after the Eurobrazor if they gave me the Facebook when I wasn't before that. What is going on here? CP11T. I thought that was a joke totally. So did I. Oh my god. I gotta take a screenshot of this because this is hilarious. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Give me a second here, guys. I'm taking the screenshot for posterity here. Hold on. Hold on here. Oh my god, this is crazy. Let me zoom in on this. That that is nuts. What the heck just happened? I know it's a mistake, but dang. Mattel just made over $1 billion. No, I'm just kidding. How much is that? That's not a billion. How much is that? How much? That's 300 million. Sorry. Mattel just made over $300 million just now. This is crazy. This is freaking awesome. Oh my god. Mattel just made $300 million just like that. Just like that. Oh my god. This is crazy, guys. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was a freaking joke. But apparently I don't. Oh my god. Hold on. I think I screwed it up. Where is it? Come on. Don't lose. Please don't lose. There we go. Oh my god. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. That is ridiculous. Oh my god, that is so funny. Phil D, LOL, I just checked it. Mr. Vice 1, 2, 3, 4. What about the Club Grayskull exclusive? Ooh, that would be nice. I think that'd be hilarious. That would be freaking awesome. John Tool, I stopped the pick. They're giving me that Pythonus. Dude, I'm gonna go ahead and say they should just do it, man. At this point, they should just do it. The Lizard Squad is backed. This is awesome. This is the most awesome thing I've seen in a while. I'm gonna hit refresh, see if it's actually still there. This is freaking crazy. Okay, it got reset again. For a moment in time, everyone, for a brief moment in time, we all rejoiced, and the Masters Universe was complete. But that time was short. What a moment. What a moment for all of us. CP2, $300 million of better last mistake. Yeah, man. Cropstar Entertainment, holy crap. Frank Rivera. Oh, that was a good one. How? I'm so confused. Damn, they just fixed it. Yep. But it was, you know what? We saw it, guys. We saw it. 1,6,576 backers. At one moment in time, we were gosh. We were in the presence of the Snake Men. International backers. I know, right, Cropstar? Wouldn't that have been something? John Toll, guessing I'm not getting that Pythonus. It's fine. We had a moment of glory, and it was glorious. Bryce Adler, they fixed it fast this time. Yep, they did. 3.2 million, easy come, easy go. Crazy, right? Success is a success. When the production team report to the C-suite tomorrow, the target has been reached. The Snake Men were reheaded snakelings of Motu, as popular as the Meteorbs with less charm. Jose Guzman, the new wave of Masterverse cartoon collection and Wave 2 of Thundercats is on Mattel Creations. Ooh, really? Let's have a quick look at that. That's an interesting idea. I would love to see that. So let's check out Masters of the Universe. Actually, that's it. There it is. Masters of the Universe. Here we go. And on Masters of the Universe, we have sort by newest. Ooh, yes, they're up for pre-order, guys. So Masterverse Origins Shadow Weaver is up for pre-order. Same thing with Master Universe Origins Collection Whiplash. We have Bo up for pre-order, $20 each. The Wave 2 Tigra, Wave 2 Pantheral, and Wave 2 He-Man are also available. We also have Hordak from Masterverse, Tila from New Eternia, and Cobra Khan from New Eternia as well. Of course, Mossman is still available for pre-order for Masterverse. Oh my gosh, She-Ra. She-Ra's available for pre-order. What? Okay. $4, guys. She-Ra is available for pre-order right now on MattelCreations.com. If you haven't already picked She-Ra, now's the time. I mean, she's available right now on on Mattel Creations. It's incredible. And this is even crazier. Oh no, he sold out. I did see him though. Yeah. Ninjor. Ninjor is already sold out, unfortunately. Too bad. But she is available again. Definitely check that out. Snake Lair has been finished. And Elra is actually up for pre-order right now, along with with Megatron, Skeletor, and Bumblebee Man-at-Arms. That is also available, as well as Grizzlor. Orko is sold out. And if anybody's still interested, the SDCC exclusive Mattel Creations Skele-Shredder is still available for order. And they are in stock. So guys, definitely head over to Mattel Creations. Reptilex is sold out, but there's still a lot of other figures available for pre-order right now. So guys, a lot of great things available on MattelCreations.com. But if you're just joining us right now, the Snake Lair has finished its crowdfund with 6,176 backers of a 6,000 backer goal. We didn't quite get to Lord Pythonus, but we do have Lady Slither, Skeleton Lady Slither, and the Snores, along with the Snake Lair. What a night, guys. What a night. Props for entertainment. Still have to get this, though, absolutely. John 12. Does anybody else feel like Thundercat / Motu stuff is going to end up at Ross? I hope not. Then again, maybe if it does, I'll be able to get them all. Wink. We'll see what happens. Hella Geek. Jay, did you see Nier's review of She-Ra? He loves it. He loves her. I like the film. In the Mattel live stream for Snake there in the Q&A, they said that Kevlar is not off the table and was considered for a release at some point. Same could be said for Pythonus, I surmise. The demand is there. Yes, they did, but at the same time, they also said later on in the live stream that Kevlar, there really are no immediate plans yet for Kevlar, so it's still up in the air for sure. John 12, the new Monday Night War figure is back up for pre-order on Walmart, since we're talking about pre-orders. Thank you for that information, John. I really appreciate it. So guys, unfortunately, we did not get Lord Pythonus, High Priest Pythonus, but the Snake Lair is coming, along with Skeleton Lady Slither and the Snores. So guys, it's been one hell of a campaign. Congratulations to the Mattel team. Congratulations to everybody who backed this. What a journey, everybody. What a journey. It's been a good journey, but what a journey. From the original inception all the way back in the Eternia's Choice to the 2023 reveal of the Snake Lair, the revoting for the Snake Lair, sorry, the retooling of the Snake Lair, and full year's wait for the actual reveal, and finally the full reveal in 2025 for the new Snake Lair, and fully funded. And now we're finally going to get the Snake Lair, Skeleton Lady Slither, and the Snorse Chimera. Who knows if we're actually going to get Lord Pythonus, High Priest Pythonus at any point. The same thing goes with Kevlar. It's going to be remains to be seen whether or not these figures are going to be released at some point. But I got to tell you, it's been quite the journey, and I'm glad that we went through it. An earlier question was posed, Jay, are you getting the Snake Lair? The answer is no. I want the Snake Lair. I wanted the Snake Lair. Sorry, I wanted the Snake Lair. I was going to back the Snake Lair. And then something else happened. Good friend of the channel, my good friend, Mike over at Eternia Royalty, basically came to me one day and said, Jay, I think it's time for a convention. And he told me his plans for a celebration for Master Universe in California in 2026. And I was so moved by what he said that I was all in. I said, Mike, you can count on me. And in order to get that done, I have to forego some big purchases that I was planning on doing. starting with the Snake Lair. I am going to be taking that money, which was going to go towards the Snake Lair, along with some of the bigger purchases that I'm going to be having or wanted to partake in, um, and use those funds to help Mike in to get a Massive Universe convention in California up and running. Massive Universe has never been in the public consciousness the way it has been right now. We have a movie coming out next year. We have two movies coming out this year. We have the official movie from Mattel Films. We have the Fall of Grayskull 2 coming from Daniel Benedict and his team. We also have video games. I can't believe we have video games. We have the Dragon Pearl of Destruction, an incredible looking beat up game that's coming literally out of nowhere. Huge thanks to Limited Run Games and everybody who's involved with this production, especially Mattel. And then we even have card games that are coming out, digital card games and physical card games. We have board games. We have brand new action figures from two different companies. The 2000X line is just going to explode in 2026. Mattel has the cartoon collection. Mondo has their Mondoverse version of the 2000X. And it's just absolutely nuts how things are going. And of course, the 1/6 scale action figures from Mondo. Things are just going bonkers. Freaking Bosch. Bosch has a Masters of the Universe commercial. What is going on, everybody? There's never been a better time to celebrate the Masters Universe in 2026. And I am definitely on board with trying to make that happen. So the bigger purchases that I was hoping on making for next year and leading up to the end of this year, they're going to take a backseat. I'm going to be putting all my attention and many of my funds into this project, and I hope you guys will join me in actually helping this project come to fruition, because we need to celebrate Master Universe in 2026. It's going to be the year of Master Universe, and no one can say otherwise, because there's just so much public consciousness for Master Universe. It's never been this present in the lexicon of our culture than it has been since the 1980s. So guys, it's time to celebrate Master Universe. I didn't even mention the fact that there are books and comic books from multiple sources coming out. This is the year, guys. Master Universe is back in a big way, and we need to celebrate this. I'll have more details on what's going on with the new Master Universe Mo-Tooniverse coming very soon, and I hope you guys will enjoy. But for tonight, congratulations to everybody who backed the Snake Lair. I unfortunately did not, and not for the reasons you think. I am actually going to put all my efforts towards a Master Universe convention, and unfortunately that includes the money that I need for other purchases, including the Snake Lair. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this hangout. It's been great hanging out with you guys. Counting down the last moments of the Snake Lair. We didn't quite make it, unfortunately. Lord High Priest Pythonus is now back in the ether, along with Keklar. They're just floating in the space, in the missing portal in Grayskull. But hopefully one day they'll come back and be reunited with their proper play sets, and we'll see them and be able to collect them for our very own. Hopefully, maybe Club Grayskull exclusives. I don't know. You just never know. But a lot of people are really just looking forward to finishing off the Master Universe Origins collection with the final few figures that are coming soon. And I really am hoping that will happen sooner rather than later. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Last comments before we start logging off. Brian Pillman, Undertaker, WTC. Mr. Vice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jay, you were going to talk about whether or not you purchased Snake Lair, and I just did. I believe it was Mr. Vice who asked if that was going to happen. Thanks for the show tonight. Looking forward to SL. Thank you, John. Really appreciate it. The Snake Lair. Frank Rivera, and congratulations to everybody who backed it 100%. Congratulations. Hello Geek. Mattel will celebrate. It's not the 302 million, but it's 1.9 million. Nothing to sneeze at. Absolutely. Hello Geek. I'm excited for Moti Celebration to return to the greater LA area, and I'll see you there. That'll be awesome. I am looking forward to it. Hello Geek. Thank you for the support. Drew Chase, get your butt to bed. Thank you, brother. I'm bagged, man. I'm totally bagged. Jose Guzman, good journey, Jay. Good journey. Good journey, Jose. Good journey, my friend. Ryan Vedtek, there's your first convention exclusive, Lord Pythonus, or wherever he's called. We shall see, my friend. We shall see. Actually, you know what? You never know. That actually might be a thing. Wink. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe something will happen out of it. I have no idea. Guys, I want to thank each and every one of you for hanging out with me. This has been a little bit bittersweet. We did get the Snake Lair. We did get some of us did get Lady Pythonus. The Snorse, the Chimera, the Snake Horse is actually included with the Snake Lair. So there's a lot to celebrating to go around. Congratulations to everybody who backed this. I did not back this, unfortunately, as you guys already know. And get ready, everybody, because the Master Universe Convention in 2026, the Motuniverse, is coming back to California. And we hope to celebrate this with all of you guys. Sometime in the first quarter, maybe the second quarter of 2026. We'll keep you updated. Guys, stay tuned for that announcement. It's not going to be too long from now. We need to actually start raising some funds and getting people excited about this new convention happening in 2026. Guys, I hope you're all doing well, staying safe. And as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching. Good night, everybody. Good journey. And keep proud. Congratulations, everybody. We did it. The Snake Lair is finally ours. Good journey.